What is going on, everyone? This is Jake here, and today we are on the second class of coding your own stock market trading bot. In today's episode, we're going to be going over optimizing our current strategy that we built in the first episode. If you haven't checked that out, please go do that. I go over how we set up our environment with NinjaTrader and building our first strategy. So if you haven't checked out that first episode, check it out. But anyways, today we're going to be going over how to optimize our current strategy. So on the screen, you can see that we have a simple moving average crossover strategy using the 5 EMA and the 20 EMA. So what that is, once again, the simple moving average is calculated on each candlestick's close on the average. So we have two of them, one every 5 candlesticks and one every 20. And once those cross, we enter a long position. You can see on the screen I did a back test from January 1st to February 13th. And although it was profitable, I wanted to go over some of the results and how we can optimize them. Okay. So in NinjaTrader, when you use the strategy analyzer, you can backtest your trades. And here's the results with the strategy we built in the last class. And once again, this is from January 1st to February 13th of this year. So we can see total net profit was $716. Okay. So net profit, that's our profit, how much cash we made. $700 from 716 from long trades. Obviously, it didn't go short at all, and we can add that as an optimization in this episode as well. The gross profit was $2,912, so that's before any losses and potentially commissions. And then we can see the gross loss was negative $2,196. So overall profiting $700. So this isn't including commissions. So we can add that in the future as well. But basically, you want to mimic real life conditions as much as possible. At the end of the day, you are going to be testing more with real money in real time to get accurate results. You know, back testing is just the first step into building a profitable strategy. You're actually going to spend more time trading in real time, both in paper trading and with real money. Keep that in mind. And we have a lot more stats here. Profit factor, max drawdown, Sharpe ratio, Sortino ratio, number of winning trades, slippage. A lot of great analytics here that we can use to optimize our strategy. The biggest, I'd say the most important one, they're all very important, but the most important one is your risk to return. For each investment, for each trade, how much are you risking and how much are you potentially getting a return of? Okay. So in our scenario here, and to determine that, two main things. So Sharpe ratio is one of them. So Sharpe ratio is used to calculate the standard deviation of, risk essentially with all your trades. And generally you want it above 1. So in this scenario, it's only 0.56. And we'll make some changes later in this class to hopefully get that up. So that's really important, the Sharpe ratio. And then next thing is down here where it says ratio between average wins and losses, we can see it's 1.9. Okay, so that's really good. So for every trade, we're risking potentially $1 to make $1.90. Okay, so or $2.90. No, I'd say at $1.90 if my math is correct. But you can see our average winning trade is $97 and our average losing trade is $51. Okay, so that's really good. You want this, ideally higher, above 2, to really make it worthwhile and profitable. And yeah, we got some more stats. Our largest winning trade was $100, which makes sense because I think that's when we take profit. Largest losing trade was 86. I love this one, profit per month. It's cool to see how much potentially you can make per month. So it's almost $500. Anyways, there's lots more stats here. I'll be honest, I don't know all of them, what they all mean. But I would say the ratio between average win and loss and the Sharpe ratio are really important in determining if your strategy is good enough to go live. So let's start optimizing this strategy and see how much better we can make it. And then in the next episode, the third episode, we'll talk about some machine learning tactics you can use. Today's episode will just be optimizing our current strategy. So I'm going to flip over to our code editor, NinjaScript editor. Let me drag this over here. Once again, if you have no idea what you're looking at, or you're really confused, check out the first episode. That's how we get set up with NinjaTrader. So we have our simple moving average strategy, and this was our current code from last time. So our goal is to take $100 take profit and a $50 take loss when the fast SMA crosses the slow SMA. So right off the bat, we can make a couple of changes to make this hopefully better. We'll see what the results are. Number one is we don't go short when it crosses down. So let's try adding that first and see if we make more money. Okay. So in here, we have the cross above, and our comment says, enter a long trade when the 5 simple moving average crosses the 20 simple moving average. Okay, great. Now let's write a comment here. Enter a short trade when the 5 simple moving average crosses below the 20. And yep, you guys can see my screen. So yeah, in the first episode, it was cut off a little bit. I apologize about that. OBS issues. And then I'll just update this comment for crosses up. Okay, so when the 5 crosses below the 20, we want to go short. So let's code that. If cross below, and it's a method, so it takes some parameters. Fast SMA, slow SMA, and we'll say 1. So if cross below, fast and slow, enter short. Save that and then compile it by pressing F5. And there we go. So enter a short trade when the 5 simple moving average crosses below the 20. Let's test that out, see what we do. So save, compile. Let's see if we do better. Does way worse. So we only made $137. All right. And here's a cool trick, actually. If you right click on the screen and hit show log, you can see what you made before. And look, it made way more trades, right? And way less money. Okay. You saw our Sharpe ratio went down a lot. Our ratio between average and loss did go up, but the amount is so much lower. It's not as great. So obviously this isn't a super good strategy, but let's try and optimize this. So let's try changing some values here. One thing we can do is actually draw where the simple moving averages are, which I love to do because it's easier to visualize on a chart your trading indicators and your values. So to do that, it's really simple. So we can actually draw the SMAs, the simple moving averages on the chart when we back test it. So I just entered the code to do that. Once again, there's already an example of this moving average script that NinjaScript has already built. And I'm basically taking that and we're going to make it better. So here we're going to say draw SMA values on chart. So what we do is we call these different, fast SMA. So we're going to do, first we're going to draw the fast SMA and then the slow SMA on the chart. Give it the fast SMA a color of goldenrod and the slow SMA a color of sea green. And then we call the add chart indicator method, which shows the indicator on the chart. And you can actually draw anything. You can draw shapes, text, lines, anything you want. But if you want to draw a specific indicator, you need to use the add chart indicator method. So let's put this comment here, and then we'll just say, all right, this sets the SMA colors. All right. So save, let's compile that. Oh. Save and compile. Okay, so after doing some digging, I found out that you do not want to call these add chart indicators in your on bar update method because that's very intensive. You're calling it every bar that gets updated, and you only need to call it at the beginning. So what you want to do is in your on state change method, there is a state called, so we're going to do else if state is equal to state dot data loaded. So when the chart's loaded, then we can draw it. And we're just going to move this up here. So let's paste that in there. Awesome. All right, cool. Save and compile. Let's see what we get here. Go back to summary, run. Hey, there we go, we're back. But now if we go to the top left, to the right of display here, and we hit chart, now we see our EMA, or our SMA values, and when they cross when we buy. So you can scroll back with your scroll wheel and then use this magnifying glass to zoom in on the trades. So let's take an example here. Let's go to the first trade. This is probably easier to see. So here we go. Here's the first trade. So we can see once this higher SMA closed down, it went below it, it went short. Okay. And had a really nice trade. Close the position down here. So that's awesome. That's a good profit. Remember, when you're shorting, you're betting that the value of the asset is going down. Okay. And you make more profit. Anyway, so we can see it does very well, or it works. Okay. It is profitable, but I mean, to make $130 over a month, we want to make a bit more, don't we? And the other option was way better. It's at $718. So that's pretty cool. So let's try and make this a bit more realistic and see what we get. So this is trading on minute candles, which isn't really super realistic. Generally, you want to use ticks. Generally, when you're trading live, you get a tick every 5 seconds. So let's try changing it to ticks, see what results. You see it makes more money. It probably makes more trades, though, as well. It makes less trades. Interesting. Let's lower it to like 5 ticks and see how much we make. It's going to be a lot of data to run. But I'm interested to see if more trades equal more money. See, it's a lot less money because it's so much. It's trading. It made 66,000 trades. That's a crazy, guys. So yeah, let's just leave that as the default value for 150 for now. All right, so we got that. Once again, this is without commissions, so you need to keep that in mind on how accurate that is. We can talk about adding commissions later, but let's try and make the strategy better. Let's try changing some values up to see if we do better. So currently we want to take $100 profit and a $50 loss. Okay, what if we made the stop loss bigger? So the same amount as the take profit, we're going to see if this alters our profit factor or our Sharpe ratio, or basically our whole algorithm. So we're going to make it the same. So we're looking for, this is a 1-to-1 risk to return ratio, which is not ideal, but it's really interesting seeing on how things change. Sometimes it doesn't compile. That doesn't seem right. It should, did it not compile? Set stop loss. Compile. $355. It's still the same amount. Interesting. It's really interesting because they're totally different values. Like you would think if we set our stop loss lower, it would do worse, but it's actually staying the same. And I'm just making sure I'm compiling it. I am, yeah, it's running, so it's good. And when I rerun it, it's still the same amount. Okay, let's try lowering it now. Let's see what happens if we do that. So let's lower the stop loss to $25. So now that's what, a 3 to 1 or 2.5 to 1. Sorry, my math is off. I'm not sure. 2.75 to 1. But now we're gonna take $100 take profits and setting our stop loss to $25. So let's try running that. Let's see what we get here. This is simple moving average crossover. Yep. Okay, let's run it. All right, so we make a bit less money, $341. That's interesting. So I'm just so fascinated by all this data you get access with NinjaTrader, and it's amazing. So how about, I have an idea. Let's try this out. So after we enter, what we're going to try is, instead of setting a set dollar profit, when it crosses over again, that's when we're going to exit. Okay? And let's see how well that does. So to actually do that, we can't use the set stop loss and set profit target methods, because we want to now customize that. So we can leave, I think we can leave the set stop loss, and what we'll do is we'll just edit, we'll comment out the set profit target method, okay? And in our on bar update, okay, we're gonna make some changes. So if, first of all, we have to check if we're in a position already. Okay, so are we in a trade? Have we entered a position and now we're looking to take our profit? What you do is if position dot market position, yeah, I think it's this. No. I thought it was market position. I swear it is. Dot. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Position dot market position equals not flat, long. Okay, so if we're in a long trade, if we've bought something, now we want to check. So after we bought something, we want to check now if it crosses below and take that profit. So I'm just going to copy and paste. If cross below, take a profit. So after we've entered a position, we're in. We got the 5 and 20 SMA. Now when the 5 crosses down and we're in a position, we're going to take that profit, okay? So if cross below, we want to exit long. And that'll just submit a market order for us. And then we'll do the same as well. If cross above, take a profit. So if cross above, take a profit, and if market position is equal to short, and we want to do cross above. want to do exit short. Let's see if this gets us a better sorry, excuse me guys. Better return. Oh, we did a little bit better. 381. Awesome. So that's where it crossed down and that's where it crossed up. Okay. It's not too bad. So you can see we already made it a little bit better. Obviously our first was the best when we just did long trades. So adding shorts seemed to not make it as profitable. But I wanted to showcase you guys on kind of changing values and how much your results can vary when you change like one variable. Not even, just 2 or 3, like one variable can make such a big change. And, technically we have made it better. We got it at 355. Now it's at 381. So it is a bit better. Once again, this is a very, very simple strategy. And, you have at your fingertips any possibility of any strategy you want to do with this platform. I would just, like I said, I wanted to showcase you kind of how changing values can make your strategy better, and what to look for on how to make your strategy better. Once again, so the two most important things, once again, are the ratio between average wins and losses. You want that above 1, absolutely. Like, probably want it above 2, to be honest. Above 1 would be okay, and below 1 would be terrible. And then the Sharpe ratio, ideally you want this above 1. This one I think went lower to 0.39, so we still have some work to do, but you want to get this above 1 too. And once again, that states that the risk to return is very, very favorable in your when you're making an investment. So if someone else is looking at your trades, they want to see this at a higher value. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video and you found value in this. If you did or didn't, leave a comment below. And the next episode, we're going to go over some machine learning tactics where we're going to get our strategy to actually learn over time and get better. So we'll see you in the next episode, and have a good one, guys. Peace out.